Hello and good day, geometry. Your lesson for today, Thursday, the 14th, we're going to kind of wrap up PO30, where we started talking about triangle inequality theorem, kind of review that, look at some other theorems associated with triangles. And your quiz today is basically going to be a review of perpendicular bisectors, angle bisectors, medians, and then PO30, the triangle inequality theorem. With those perpendicular bisectors, angle bisectors, and medians, all of them being a center of a triangle, we kind of want to be able to differentiate what type of center is it, because it's a different type of middle. But just kind of recap, the triangle inequality theorem, the start of PO30 was you kind of trying to make triangles of different side lengths. I gave you like 3, 4, and 6, or 2, 2, and 5, whatever it was, and to try and make a triangle with those lengths. And what we discovered was that for a triangle, this happens to be a right triangle. I don't want to make it right triangle, though. We're going to make it a little more acute. Okay, for a triangle, I'll get it right here. Isosceles triangle, whatever. Anyway, for a triangle A, B, and C, the triangle sum theorem, or the triangle inequality theorem, says that A plus B is greater than C. Okay, the sum of two sides must be greater than the third. And if you make C your longest side and just add the two shorter sides, then this is kind of the only piece of the triangle inequality theorem that you really need. The other two parts are that side A plus side C will be greater than side B, and side B plus side C will be greater than side A. But if you just make side C the longest side, then you only have to test if the shorter two add up to be longer than the third one, than the longest side. Because obviously, if the shorter two add to be greater than the longest side, then if you add a short side and a long side together, which is kind of what we're doing here and here, then obviously it's going to add up to be greater than the other short side. So you just want to remember one of these inequalities, the two shorter sides must be greater, the sum must be greater than the third side. But there are two other theorems I want to bring up, both having to do with triangles and side lengths and angle measures. Theorem 510 says that essentially the longer the side, the larger the opposite angle. Okay? The longer the side, the larger the opposite angle. And basically what this is saying is that there's going to be a relationship between the largest angle and the longest side of a triangle. That being, the longest side will be opposite that largest angle. Okay, we can see an obtuse triangle here. Our obtuse angle, which is obviously going to be the largest one, is opposite that longest side. And that, if you've talked about right triangles before, that's why that diagonal side, the hypotenuse, is always the longest side of a right triangle, because it's the side that's opposite that 90-degree angle. Okay, that largest angle in a right triangle. Theorem 511 basically says the same thing the other way around. The larger the angle, the longer the opposite side. Okay? The larger the angle, the longer the opposite side. We can draw, a similar picture here. It just basically says the same thing. There's a relationship between angle measures and side lengths. Okay? It stands to reason that the smaller the angle, the shorter the opposite side. If we draw a right triangle here, make that side rather long, we have our largest angle opposite our longest side, opposite the hypotenuse there. But these other two angles, one acute angle is smaller than the other one. This is our shortest side, and it's opposite our smallest angle. And then our medium side, whoops, where'd it go? Our medium side here is opposite our medium angle. And then our longest side is, like what I talked about, opposite our largest angle. So you can kind of order the angles from smallest to largest, and the opposite sides will then follow shortest to longest. Okay. So looking down the page a bit, it says list the sides and angles in order from smallest to largest. So we have a triangle here with angle measures of 112, 32, and 36. It's pretty easy to label the angles from smallest to largest. We have 32 degrees, then 36 degrees, then 112. And when ordering our sides from shortest to longest, it can be kind of difficult, you know, especially here with YZ and XY, to look at that and say, well, which one's longer, which one's shorter? They seem to be pretty close, and they are pretty close. However, because XY is opposite our 32-degree angle, opposite our smallest angle, it will be the shortest side. Okay. The middle length side will be opposite our middle angle, opposite 36 degrees is YZ. That's going to be our medium side. Kind of messed up that Z there. Let's try that again. Okay. And then our longest side opposite our largest angle, XZ being opposite our angle of 112, our largest angle, that's going to be our longest side. Okay. In the next one here, we have a right triangle. So we know that this is 90, that right angle tells us. We have the 33 degree angle marked, which means that that other acute angle, because of the triangle sum theorem, 33 plus angle D have to add up to be 90 degrees, and that makes this 57 degrees there. So angles, 33, 57, 90, going shortest to largest, or sorry, smallest to largest. Side lengths, FD is opposite our smallest angle, so that'll be our shortest side. Then comes FG, opposite our medium angle. And then the hypotenuse, GD, is opposite our largest angle, that right angle, the 90-degree angle. Okay. Then a little bit of review at the bottom here of the triangle inequality theorem as it is written, or as it's the main triangle inequality theorem. Is it possible to construct a triangle with the given side lengths? Explain. As long as I make my longest side my C, it doesn't really matter with these other two, A plus B. Just that A plus B has to be greater than C. And 3 plus 6, is that greater than 9? No, it's equal to 9, and therefore not a triangle. Okay. 35, 120, and 125. Again, if I label this C, this can be A, this can be B, is 35 plus 120 greater than 125. You betcha. So that indeed can be a triangle. So your quiz is going to be a little bit longer than your other ones. It is one you have to get 100% on, so you need to retake it. It's also going to be, some questions will be short answer. For example, if the answer to the question is the circumcenter, you need to write the circumcenter and you need to spell it correctly. Maybe, unless I change my mind. Not about the spelling, but about whether I want to make them short answer or multiple choice. I guess you'll be surprised because I haven't made up my mind yet. Anyway, moral of the story, you've got a quiz, Google Classroom, and it'll be a review of perpendicular bisectors, angle bisectors, medians, and then PO30 on the triangle inequality theorem. And that wraps up geometry for the week. We are off of school on Monday, so if you can make Wednesday's class, you should plan on that. Otherwise, you'll need to watch next Wednesday's lesson after it is posted, and then we will again have a posted lesson on Thursday of next week. So live in class on Wednesday. If you can't make it, that's fine. Just watch the video online, and then Thursday you'll have a recorded lesson just like today. All right, that's our math, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great day and a great weekend.